where when he catches it.
Okay,
check how many steps he takes.
Okay.
Yeah, that part.
Okay.
But that's that's the NBA. Like nobody's calling that. Man, like it's such an amazing photo. You got look at Embiid, look at his face, look at Kawhi, look at the passion. And then you got this random guy in the suit. He's also in there, and I'm just like.
Jordan Loyd of Maccabi Tel Aviv is on BasketNews film session. Hey Jordan, let's start from one of the most iconic shots that you witnessed from the best seats in the world. Can you walk us through the moment, through the whole situation? How did you see Kawhi taking that shot?
Yes. Oh yeah, let me watch it. I ain't watched it in a while. Yeah. First of all, the emotion. That was a lot of emotion for Kawhi right there. I don't know,
And
that's not
the thing you see
that was a lot
on a daily basis.
And then I remember this part. Lowry was like pushing me to get closer to him because like we were all surrounded. He's like, get out the way. He's like, so it was a pretty dope moment. But the play, we're not going to talk about the possible travel when he caught the ball to go to the corner.
Okay.
Because it's the NBA. I don't know if you want to rewind. Like where when he catches it.
Okay,
check how many steps he takes.
Okay.
Yeah, that part.
Okay.
But that's the NBA. Like nobody's calling that.
Hey, we do have something like that in the EuroLeague as well. You remember Kostas Lukas game winner against when he was playing for Olympiacos. And there was some other situations.
In Turkey, right?
I think so,
yeah. But I was like, anyway, when he got the ball, obviously they were trying to double, but I don't understand why Ben Simmons kind of gave up on the play, if you look. And then, Kawhi's shot is a little bit naturally flat too, a little bit flatter, and he put so much arc on it. I was just like, and then I like to joke people and say like Scotia had the hardest rims in the NBA. Like you don't get any friendly bounces in there, and then to have that happen was kind of crazy. So insane. I don't even know if he saw the goal. I don't know how he shot, how he got it to fall like that, but that's why he is who he is.
Yeah, so you got the best seats in the building, and tell me how this guy, random guy in a suit, was born.
Okay, so basically I was watching ESPN probably like later that night or the next day, and then the pictures everywhere is going viral, and the lady on ESPN is just like, man, like that's such an amazing photo. You got look at Embiid, look at his face, look at Kawhi, look at the passion, and then you got this random guy in the suit. He's also in there, and I'm just like, a simple little, I know I'm not extremely popular, but just a little Google search, would have been all right. Have my moment of fame on ESPN, but so I was like, okay. After we won the chip, I was like, I didn't think it was gonna get as big as it was gonna get. So I was like, I told Shelby, she was one of our people on the staff. I told her to make me a shirt, just says random guy in the suit, and let's see if people catch on. And man, they caught on. It was like, it was everywhere. So it was just a little dig at it. For the parade, it was an amazing time, and people really loved it, so it was kind of cool.
You couldn't play in the finals and in the playoffs because of the two-way contract rules.
Yeah.
You played in the G League before, but you played an important part of imitating Steph Curry or some other top scorers of those opposing teams during the playoffs.
Yeah.
What did you learn about Steph Curry during that scouting process, and which part of imitating him did you like the most? Like showing the mouth guard, doing nights to the guys?
The biggest, probably the craziest thing, I mean, obviously everybody knows like he keeps moving, but like his knack to find the right positioning, he's very like intentional with his movements. Like if you look, he's just always moving, he's never stopping. And obviously I can't really imitate that, especially for the type of practices we were having. But man, it was crazy to watch because it's like after all of that, that's like a workout. And then when you catch it, you got to make something happen. So people don't talk about it, but his stamina is probably crazy. And then obviously his skill speaks for itself. But his footwork's amazing. I think him and Klay Thompson, honestly, watching them live it didn't even feel real because they were like robots. Every time they shot the ball was the same. I wish I could be like that. But yeah, we had like a scout team. We tried to, each series we had to watch film and we were assigned players. And we had to do our best to kind of give like a little look for practice for the guys that were playing. So it felt good to kind of be involved as much as we could and help as best we could.
And yours, who is closest to Steph Curry in the EuroLeague in terms of the skill set and vibes in general, the way he moves on the court, the way he acts actually?
It's got to be Marcus Howard probably. That was a no-brainer. I mean, Marcus, he's a tough shot maker, tough shot taker, but he's amazing shooter. It almost seems that he makes tougher shots instead of the open ones. I mean, he makes open ones obviously too, but his shot making ability is insane. He doesn't have a shot he doesn't like. And then he can finish. You know, if you look, Marcus can finish in the paint. He has floater game. He has all that type of stuff too. So if I had to pick one person to compare, it'd probably be him.
This is also iconic. What was the craziest situation, craziest experience you've witnessed around that iconic Game 3 of the 2023 EuroLeague playoffs between Monaco and Maccabi?
I mean, we looking at it right now. The pulling up to the arena was insane. I mean, we knew it was gonna be a lot of people there, but we weren't expecting. You know, they were throwing stuff at the bus. They were shaking the bus. And honestly, the guys on the bus, we were like, oh, we got excited. Like that was like everybody was like, oh, this is crazy. But we loved it. And then running onto the court, you know, we're about to start the game. They were throwing papers. They had like these like money signs, like they had printed out. You know, like they were throwing it. They were showing it. They were doing everything. And then right before tip off, they threw like these yellow streamers on the court. And people are coming to clean it up, right? And these little kids are coming like, I ain't gonna tell you what they're saying, but they're on the court cleaning up the streamers. And they're like in your face saying stuff. And I'm looking at Jerome like, these people, this is crazy. And I'm like, we about to win this game. Like at this point, I'm just like over it. And that was a great motivation. And if you notice Game 4 when we arrived, it was a little bit more chill because I think they thought we played better when they did all this stuff. So I don't know, probably the best atmosphere I played in my life. Especially with how serious the game was and big of a game it was. But as a basketball player, you can't ask for a better situation.
Now you're one of them.
Now, yeah.
What was the nicest moment, the nicest experience you've experienced so far during your time in Tel Aviv?
I don't know. I mean, I told the team this, probably the arrival to the airport, even though it was like 50 to 100 people, but I've never had that. People have never showed up to the airport for me. And
50 and some 50 to 100
it looked like at least 50 people.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, they followed me all out to the car. If you look at the interview, I'm like sweating. It's like, it's a lot. And for me, I've never had that, you know. I did play for a big fan base in Red Star, but it was like kind of COVID time, so a little bit different situation. But just the amount of love they show. Every day I get messages I can show you. It's just like people saying, we believe in you, you're our new leader. And it just makes you want to like perform well, you know, whether it's like just every day. So I think the arrival to the airport made me feel like I was doing something right. And, you know, I want to perform well for the fans as well. So it's pretty cool.
You have impressive resume because in the last 6 seasons, in 4 years, you won titles with your teams, championships, leagues, not only the cup tournaments. What connects those championship teams? What do you learn about what it takes to become a champion?
First thing I could think of is sacrifice, and obviously just blessed to be playing on great teams that, you know, because everybody doesn't get a chance to win championships over here in Europe and really anywhere. But I think the one thing that sticks out with all the teams is like resilience. There was always a time where we had to like kind of pick ourselves up and show that we were like, you know, we weren't down. And no series, no matter what it is in the finals, is going to be difficult. Teams are going to play you hard. Teams are going to play you aggressive. This clip was crazy. I
see you smiling. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that. This was special too because it was on a special day that my grandmother had actually passed away a year before that to the date. So I have these, you know, kind of out of body experiences. I feel like sometimes and. Yeah, this was really special, and I've had a few times where I've had some big plays, but man, I don't know. It's just like I don't take it for granted because I know winning is not easy, but I have a lot of confidence in myself to make the right play, and that's kind of what I did here. I mean,
can I call this one your go-to move? It feels like that you're always sprinting and leaning forward, right, to take that shot.
Yeah,
I mean, like that.
I don't know. It's like going left. It's like. I'm all kind of like all read and react. Like I'm not really predetermining what I do before I do it. And when I do, usually it's a bad outcome. So I try to just read and react. But I don't know, sometimes, you know, I know teams like to send me left And I'm like, I kind of want to go that way. But then if I see a little space, I'm really comfortable shooting off going to the left. So I would kind of say it's a go-to, I guess. It's how I end a lot of games. Really ISO. I love kind of just pulling up if I have a little space. So, but Dushino series, when I was at Red Star, I had a similar, I almost lost the ball, but I had a similar kind of game closing shot at the top of the key. So I don't know. I kind of like it.
Your 5 EuroLeague season scoring average is 13.2. I've checked that since 2019, when you entered the league, only 11 players had a higher scoring average. And we're talking about the top guys like, Mike James, Kevin Punter, Wade Baldwin, whatever.
I didn't know that.
You're a hooper. I mean, you can score, you can create, and that's usually how others are calling others. You're the real hooper. What do you think? What does it make a real hooper? What made you the player you are today?
Man, I think for me personally, it's probably, I always have a chip on my shoulder. I'm sure I've kind of talked to you about it, but I wasn't highly regarded out of high school. I wasn't a big time name. So I just always feel like I have something to prove. I always feel like I can do what the next person is doing. And then also just starting where I started from, I had to really work on my game. I had to really try and develop these things that I kind of go to on a daily basis now. But ultimate confidence in myself, honestly. Living with the consequences, whether it's good or bad. Knowing that this is a game that I love and I'm able to do it. Just perspective, I guess. I'm able to do something I love for a job. I take it very seriously, but at the same time, it's like, it's not life or death, So it's like, there are real problems in this world, and like, this is something where I'm able to do something I love. So just kind of having that easy, like, glass half full vibe, and good things happen. I'm in great positions. Like I said, I can't take all the credit. I've been on great teams, great coaches that believed in me. And I mean, most hoopers you'll talk to that like to score, they just have confidence in themselves and living with the outcome and not really worrying about the backlash or kind of the side effects of it, So that's probably what I'll say.
Thanks for this film session, Jordan.
My man.
Appreciate it.
No problem.